One of the other things that we do when we're getting into the flow of our work is asking what can we work on. And this means checking things like our messages. So we're going to start in Outlook and have a look at what we can do to stay in the flow and keep in the flow of work. I'm looking at a message here from Laura, and we're quite familiar with this. We read a message and we think, should I deal with it now or later? I'm going to deal with it later, and I'm going to use a follow-up flag. So by doing that, I'm just going to flag it for today, for example, and I've got the task pane open on the far right hand side, so you can see the task has just been added to that task list. So where am I going to use this next? Well, I've got that work that I'm going to get back to, but I'm going to also plan where I'm going to address that in my day. So I'll go to my calendar and I use a method called time blocking, where if I've got a task that I want to work on, then I will plan to work on it during the day. And so from Outlook on the desktop, I can drag this task over into a time slot during the day. And now I've set aside time to focus on this and stay in my flow and work on responding to the questions here for the client. So another way to do this too, if you're using Outlook on the web, is if we cut over to that. We've got the same message open. I'm looking at it from Outlook from this perspective, and I can just drag this message over. And as I drag it over to the task or calendar pane, as I drop it over here, I can see I can either add it as an event or as a task. So if I follow the same flow, adding it there as a task, then I can go back over to my calendar and I can drag this item into my day so that I know where I'm going to address that. The other option that I have is I could drag that same message over and turn it into an event. So this way it opens up and I've got the option to invite people and make a meeting out of it. Maybe I need to meet Laura, so you notice that as I've done that, I have potentially invited Laura to this meeting. It's already checking her availability. I can also adjust the time based on which time slot might work for both of us. And what if Laura had sent this via Teams? So again, from here, I'm checking out her message. I'm trying to decide what could I work on today. Oh, look, there's a message here from Laura. Should I work on this now or later? So I'm going to, again, go through the same flow. I choose to work on this later. So within the message, I can click on the message, choosing the three dots, and go down to create task. And this is going to do the same thing. That's going to allow me to create a task. Let's make this a little bigger. It allows me to choose where I want to create that task. It picks up on the message and the first few words of the message, but I might actually just adjust that. So this is answer questions from client. The next field down, I could choose which list I'm going to attach this task to in Microsoft To Do. We'll just keep it in tasks for now. I can set the priority, a due date. It's got the text, the full text of the message there, and also a link through to the chat if I need to open it from To Do and take a look from there. Let's add that task. And we'll take a look in our experience over here with To Do. And we'll change this to the task list within To Do. You can see the task that I've added. I've turned this chat from Laura into a task. It's called Answer Questions from Client. And similarly, I can go over to my calendar and I can drag that into my day to block out some time to address that. So you notice with all of this planning of dragging the task into my calendar, I've been able to plan to work on tasks in between the meetings that I have and the other things that I have planned. And this is part of planning to stay in the flow of your work.